go. That's what we came for. Got to net them before they get away sometimes. All right, we're in the backcountry where I'm going to share some techniques that I use to catch juvenile tarpon. There we go, right off the bottom. It's a nice one right there. Ah, you little. The lure I found to work is DOA Tiny TerrorEyz. I'll show a few examples on the screen now. Let's go over some retrieves. So send it out there, let it sink. You want to keep tension on the line the whole time. They will hit on that initial sink, so be ready for the strike. Alright, now once it gets down a bit, I'm going to start to raise the rod tip slowly. And then reel down, bringing in my slack, keep attention on the line at all times. And repeat. Slowly raise the rod tip. Just had a bump there. Reel down the slack. Now, you could change up the speed, obviously. If extremely slow ain't working, try to speed it up. Maybe even slow down even more. Here's another retrieve I like to use. Send it out. I'll let it sink down for a couple seconds. Keeping tension on the line at all times. And I'll start retrieving it very slowly. And now I'm just going to let it sink to the bottom. Now the whole time you want to keep tension on the line. So if you have to reel in a tiny bit, that's fine. Just make sure you keep tension on the line. Now once you're on the bottom, you can give it a few little twitches. Let it sit. This retrieves a little bit faster. I'm going to send it out, let it sink. Take up my slack. And now I'm going to keep my rod angled at this angle the whole time, about a 60-degree angle. And now what I'm going to do is turn the reel handle somewhat fast, between 1.5 to 2 times, and let it sink, keeping the rod tip at this angle the whole time. And now the reason I'm doing that is because when it falls, when the rod tip's up like this, the lure is going to come down kind of like a pendulum motion instead of just dropping straight down. So you have the tarpon notice the fast reaction, the fast movement of the lure, and then they usually hit on that pendulum fall. So make sure you have no slack in the line so you could feel your bite. This next retrieve involves raising your rod tip with a couple twitches thrown in. So just bring down your slack, and now the whole time you're raising the rod tip, just twitch it up. Very light twitches. Most of my retrieves are slow, but I will throw in a few fast motions mid-retrieve sometimes just to get their attention. So we're going to let it sink. We're just going to work it back slow. Reel down the slack, and we're going to give it fast motion. There we go. We just had a bump as soon as it slowed down. So what it is that darting motion, that fast motion will often get their attention and just trigger that instinct to bite. So I'm almost always going to let it sink. And now instead of doing, for instance, just this retrieve the whole way back, we'll throw some twitches in there. Maybe throw a dead stick in there, let it sit on the bottom for a minute. Throw a fast jerk in there. You want to try and make it as human as possible, just, you know, not robotic. So that fast motion is what triggered it right there. A lot of times you'll have one following you the whole way back to the kayak or back to the shore, and they just won't strike. And it takes that one thing to trigger them. And in that case, it was that erratic motion, that fast erratic motion. Yep. Manatee in the mix. There we go. Lost it at the boat. Got that one right at the kayak. That was a nice one right there. Let it sink a little. Oh, there we go. we're gonna wrap it up. If you only take a couple things from today's video, use small lures and work them slow. I hope these tips help you guys catch a bunch of tarpon on your next outing. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you on the next video.